Good evening, everyone. We've been missing in action for a while, but we promised a special episode after so many weeks, and it's finally going to happen. So welcome to the Swagbucks Seminar. We have a very special guest coming in a few minutes. How's your day, Brian?
I'm all right. Nobody wants to hear me talk. We got the host of Swagbucks, and we'll tell him when he gets. We joke, you're like their biggest fan, so this is a dream come true for you.
Absolutely. In fact, I did play today's game. Excited for Second Chance Week. Managed to get all 10 of them right today, so good start to the evening. With that being said, let's introduce our special guests. So usually every Friday, you hear him on on Swagbucks Live every afternoon. Sometimes he's hosted for a full week. Let's say hello to Nathan. So how's it going, Nathan?
Hey, everybody. How's it going?
Real good.
Good to see you here. It's great to be here with you all today.
Yeah. So Nathan, tell us a little bit about yourself first.
A little about myself. Yeah, I am, and I brought. I'll start with where I'm from, which is the great city of Chicago, or at least the suburbs thereof. But as someone from Chicago, I understand that when I start talking about the suburbs, nobody really knows those areas. So that's all right. But I'm from the Chicago suburbs. I've been in Los Angeles area for a little over 9 years now, working as a host, actor, and then, of course, all the other jobs that a host and actor has to take on when they're a host and actor. So been out here 9 years, married to a wonderful lady, and been married for, I believe, almost 5 years now. 4 years, almost 4 years now. So that's been great. I'm a nerd, pretty much. Again, if you play Swagbucks Live, you probably heard my nerdiness more than a time or two.
Well, you know what? Your hosting is always very entertaining on Swagbucks. I always wait for your Swagbucks episodes. So that leads me to the first question. How long have you been hosting SB Live?
I've been hosting with them since the beginning. So I think that's been since 2018. I think it was 2018 when we got started. Our first official live game was on their birthday, their anniversary. So that was our official live game day. One of the other hosts, Devin, was up for the first 2 games, and then I came in for the second 2 games. And then, of course, we've got wonderful Deshola and Carolyn and Casey as well, who've joined in and get in there and have all sorts of fun. But yeah, I've been there since the beginning. So I guess a little over 3 years now. Yeah.
Almost as long as you've been married.
Almost as long as I've been married. Yeah, it was the first big kind of like booking that I had, I'm pretty sure, after getting married. So it was a great win. It was a great year. That was just a great year for me. That year span from getting married, I got into SB Live, which used to be called Swag IQ. Now it's Swagbucks Live. So yeah, that was a very exciting time.
How did you find out about the job?
As an actor, there are different ways that you can submit to projects. Sometimes it's your agent submitting you. Sometimes it's you yourself submitting you. So I submitted myself for the job and found out I got the audition. Found out a little later than I wish I had. It all fell kind of right during the Christmas break. So I was a little behind, but that was like, nope, not gonna stop me. I feel like I could do this. So I put my audition tape together, sent it in, and the rest is history. Yeah, Hal brought us in for our on-camera tests, and we were good to go.
Yeah, that's really awesome. So, wait, we already have a question here. Nathan, which movies have you been in?
What movies have I been in? So I haven't necessarily been in anything that's hit the big screen yet. As an actor, You got to work your way up. So I've been in a number of commercials. You may have seen me if you're in the Richmond, Virginia area. A couple years back, I was in a series of Virginia Credit Union commercials. I've been in. I have a GMC commercial that's currently airing. You can see me in some advertising for Microtel, the hotel chains. But then out here in Los Angeles, another thing that you do is you do a lot of short films. So I actually just had. Last year, I filmed a short film, kind of like they were able to do it mid-pandemic as things were easing up a little bit. I was able to film a short film with my wife, which is starting. I believe the director's starting to submit it to festivals, and that one's turned out great. I've been in a couple of web series, which things that go up on YouTube. You get a few episodes out of those. Things like that. So no like Marvel movies yet. But look,
not in the Avengers,
right?
Not in the Avengers.
Yeah, you know what? I remember in college when I heard they were casting a Spider-Man. This was back when they were doing the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, and I was like, man, why am I not in Los Angeles? I could totally be Spider-Man. And then they needed another Spider-Man. I'm like, well, why haven't I gotten a phone call? And then I hear this British guy, Tom Holland, got the job. I was like, okay, well. Fine.
They reboot it like every 7 or 8 years. So
yeah. So and now we might be getting a multiverse or something. So who knows? I could be a Spider-Man still.
Yeah, absolutely. You got a little bit of time.
Yeah, I still got time.
And lots of potential.
Yeah. Yeah.
So go ahead, Nathan.
No, I was just gonna say that's pretty much what I've been in. I think if you want to check out the web series. One is called Walking in Circles. I'm in season 2 of that. The other really fun one was Children's Playhouse. And it's I even have trouble finding it on YouTube, but it's like a 4-episode series. It had been on College Humor as well. Or no, it was Funny or Die. Funny or Die. It was up on Funny or Die, so maybe that would be an easier way to find it. But Children's Playhouse. It was it was a mockumentary about the inner workings of behind the scenes of a theater. So it was a ton of fun.
And that is the neat thing about modern technology. Years ago, it was impossible for things to be seen or be made. And now it's both. You can do stuff. Yes, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, that's been great. That's what a lot of people do now is you just make your own content. I've got a call tomorrow. I'm producing a short film of my own because I'm like, let's just go out there. Let's have fun. Let's make it ourselves. So that's the beauty of modern technology.
And I might have something, but the trivia. Were you a trivia person before this, or did you become one?
You know what? I've done my fair share of different, like playing Trivial Pursuit or going to a trivia night and just having fun with friends. I wasn't necessarily a regular. I heard about when HQ. I mean, look, I'll give them their due. They kind of started this all, right? HQ was kind of the first big one out the door. And I remember playing that, and a buddy actually introduced me to it. He's like, dude, you got to check out this game. I feel like you could do something like this. And that was, which was, again, within a short time before getting the audition for Swagbucks Live. So I loved the opportunity to kind of learn through that, play some trivia. It was a ton of fun. And again, I have a select knowledge. So like you give me the Lord of the Rings trivia and me and my friends are going to go crazy with that. And I've got different areas of knowledge as well, but this has definitely upped my trivia game. I've been to trivia nights since, and there was one in particular that asked what company was formerly known as abracadabra.com. And maybe you guys as trivia.
That's just right up a buy's alley. Maybe.
You know that one?
Not off the top of my head, but I can look it up real quick. Oh,
you don't have to do that.
Santa?
He has the answer.
Yeah, I believe if I'm correct, the answer is Amazon.com. Amazon was formerly known as Abracadabra.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so we asked that at Swagbucks Live, and then like a couple weeks later, I'm out at a trivia night with friends, and they asked this question. I'm like, I know that one. I know that.
Lovely coincidence.
Yeah, so we wrote it down because it was one of the written rounds. We were the only table that got it.
You're a ringer.
Yeah, pretty much. Now, just random trivia. It's all. up there as long as it can stay up there.
I thought of something else, but Abai probably has a question.
You know,
Yeah.
I was just going to say that every time you encounter a bunch of questions you don't know, that's your opportunity to add to your knowledge base, as has been the case with me. So I've pretty much I've watched the heck out of so many trivia shows like Jeopardy, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, more recently The Chase, which Sarah Haynes hosts. I think the other I think 2 weeks ago, one of the teams amassed $660,000, and that's the highest ever in in the Chase history. And they managed to win it at the end of the final chase. So that's 220 grand apiece, which is unbelievable.
That's great. I mean, those are the kind of paydays you love to see right there. I mean, I remember growing up with the beginning of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire back when you had Regis hosting, and we would sit up and watch it because it was so fun, right? The lights kind of like go down and focus on the person, and all the pressure's there. Do you ask the audience? Do you phone a friend? But
that was huge. When I wasn't at home, I was recording that on VHS tapes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was about 2000 or 2001. You know, that was the fastest fingers. That was legendary. The one thing I thought, the workings of Swagbucks. When do you see the questions?
When do I see the questions?
Like, do you rehearse, or do you see them that day? Or
so I get sent the script, and I usually wait until the day of to run it, just so I can keep it as fresh as possible. So the day of any of my hosting days, whether it was in person or now, you know, we're doing the play from home, I'll jump on and I will run. I'll run the script a couple times, you know, come up with some possible transitions, some different ideas, which of course can change depending on if we've got a surprisingly tough question or something like that. But I'll get on and I'll run it a couple times myself, have fun with it. Back in the day when we were in studio, I would run it a couple times at home, and then I would get there and we would run it a couple times in person as well. And we do miss, we're longing for the days where we can be back on camera and back in that studio, because there is something to be said for in those rehearsals, we get a great back and forth going, and we can find, I can find even better jokes with the wonderful people riffing around me, and we just kind of create this amazing stuff. So looking forward to that. But yeah, the plan is usually run it a couple times before the game. That way I'm as prepared as possible and not getting tongue-tied or over anything.
Yeah, and then on the computer, you must be like seeing the answers in real time. And then I'm thinking you probably host right where you're sitting right now, or no?
You know what? I've considered it. I haven't prepped it up here yet, mainly because I like to be as close to my Wi-Fi as possible and plug directly into it. I've got kind of like a middle breaker up here that I just don't want to risk not being as fast as right next to my Wi-Fi, you know?
I got you.
Yeah.
We appreciate you doing that, particularly Abai. He plays every game.
Yes, I try to play every single day.
He records it. He records it, Nathan.
Hey, there you go. Yeah, I mean, I know we've recorded. I know I've seen a bunch of people record it, and I mean, hey, it's a fun time, and they're great questions, and yeah.
And it's a nice way to spend like a quick 10-15 minutes. It's a nice quiz to unwind. Yeah. So I've been playing Swagbucks Live since around March 2020. So roughly when the pandemic hit. Brian, how long when was the first time you played Swag?
I was playing before. I remember the studio, and then it was Abai that got me back into it. And Abai, and I joke, I'm not making fun of it. Abai gets excited to win 17 SB, and that's the thing. People don't know whatever that is. It's not a lot, but people go crazy. And one of Abai's things, he wants to make it tougher. It's not your call. I don't think they want it tougher, correct? They want it for average people.
Yeah, you know what? The idea right now is we have games that do get tougher at the beginning. And again, I don't really make the calls on anything, right? So I noticed the change. We just noticed how excited people were to win. And so it's like, how can you give, while keeping a bit of challenge there, because there are days where I don't get through the quiz still. You know, I was playing today too, and I was able to get all 10 right, and this is, you know, they don't send me the script. I have no idea what's coming on the days that I'm not hosting, so I still get to have fun with it and enjoy it. But you know, and I remember the first time I won when I wasn't hosting a day, I was like, oh my gosh, this is great, I did it. So I think the mentality is just, how can we help people have that kind of fun and get that sense of accomplishment by the end of the game while still having a bit of a challenge.
Right. So that's what I was
that makes sense.
No, that's what I was trying to tell him, because he wanted tougher questions, and that doesn't correspond with the. You'll be good for a bye, but then that would upset the rest of everyone that's playing. You know, yeah. So there's something that would sit.
We have one more question. Are
Yeah,
you able to tell us who's in charge of at Swagbucks Live?
You know what? There's Swagbucks as a company is such a big company. So while I've got a producer, there's somebody over him and there's somebody over them, and I'm, you know, because I'm just a performer, I'm a little bit further down the totem pole. I don't necessarily get the behind the scenes of everything. I'm sure it's one of the many hands I've shaken over the years. But I couldn't pin you the boom. That's the guy, you know, or girl.
Yes. No, but that's the thing. A buy knows is that trivia. It's wide reaching. It's a whole thing of like surveys, getting points, buying things. Yeah. It's just the tip of the iceberg. But with your little unit though, like when it did happen, would it be like 3 people, a producer, a cameraman, and you, or less?
Yeah. Yeah, so we kept it pretty small in the room. We just usually had a couple people there, maybe a couple more in there if we were testing a new tech thing and just needed eyes on it. There's usually people around the office monitoring things during a game digitally, but in the room, it's usually just a few of us. Again, a producer who's helping me with timing, and we've got a tech person who's helping push things live and photos live. That's why we can't do the same kind of mentality right now, because we can't get everybody in the same room right now. So we do what we can.
Right. No, I talk a lot. Let a buy ask something here. Or here's something else.
Well, lots of interesting questions coming up. So what's your relationship with other SB hosts, such as Hal? Is it solely work related, or are you like beer buddies?
Yeah. So we all know each other, right? We've only met each other a few times. I've only met Deshola in person, I think, once. Devin in person a couple times. Hal and I, have seen each other. I would say just because I work more with Hal than the other hosts, because when one host is there, the others don't need to be. Hal and I have a little bit closer of a relationship. I've done a couple things out and about with Hal, you know, or gone and seen him in a show or something. But yeah, the rest of the hosts, we all like each other. We all get along. Carolyn and I share the love of fantasy novels like Harry Potter and Narnia and Lord of the Rings, all that stuff. It's been fun getting to know Casey on the. I don't know if you guys have watched. We do Facebook Lives on Thursdays, and a couple of the Swagbucks Live hosts have taken over those. So I've gotten to know my hosts more there, which has been really fun. Like, it's actually, we've gotten closer during the pandemic than we were when we were in studio doing things. So that's been kind of cool.
Cool. I just go ahead, I
Oh yeah. Yeah. Regarding the Thursday updates, I try to watch most of them like when it's coming, or like shortly after it's done airing. Yeah. So there's one more question here. Are there any plans for any new features or anything like that?
I don't know anything to my knowledge. I think our first goal is to get back in studio, and then we'll go from there. I know, I don't know about any features. I know they're always working on fun themed games. I know this week we've got the Second Chance Week, and on this past Friday I ran the Disney game. So fun things like that. But I don't know. Again, I get sent the script, so I only know so much.
Right.
But yeah, it's still a lot of fun.
So I think this one was about the Disney game. Last night I had lost 70 SP. Hopefully this time I'll win. I would surmise it was probably Q10 that got you. That was the one with the Hollywood. Hollywood one, that was the trap, right?
The Hollywood Studios, yeah, or the Harry Potter world. Yeah, Wizarding World of Harry Potter was the correct answer. The thing about Disney World is that it used to be MGM Studios, but it's been Hollywood Studios for, I would say, about 5 to 10 years. I haven't been to Disney World in a while, but I know they did switch it a while ago.
The one thing I was thinking of, who is there a person that writes the questions or a group of people?
I know we've had a couple different people write our questions. I know Hal is the main curator of the questions, so he does a lot of that legwork for us. But we have had other people come in and write questions for us as well. We've got it's been
because I'll let Abide, because Abide plays. There's a lot of trivia apps, HQ, other ones, and some people, some of these other apps write bad questions. Questions that have 2 answers or an incorrect answer. And I think Abide, because he records, has Swagbucks always been accurate?
Yes. I don't think there's been any issue there.
That's big, because that puts you in a tough spot, Nathan. Because you're just reading the questions, and if I'm trying to think, tell them about that one about the West Virginia question. This is another app, but how it can get screwed up.
Okay, I don't remember that question off the top of my head, but the question was about the inventor of what device.
It's not even that important. They made it too complicated. They said, like, the inventor of, like, the telegraph was from a state that something, but the problem was they said he was born in West Virginia, and he wasn't.
He actually passed away in West Virginia.
You got to check all your facts, and so you got a good fact checker there at Swagbucks. That's a long way for me to get to that. That's basically all I wanted to say, Nathan. I apologize.
No, that's fine. That's fine. We work very hard at all that. I know we work to make sure there's as little confusion as possible, right? That's our main goal. We want to make sure that there aren't 2 answers. If that ever somehow does slip through, we'll call ourselves on it, and we'll say, hey, anyone who got out on that one, look, we'll give you your share.
We'll make it right.
We'll make it right. That's the main goal. Again, we just want people to have fun. We want people to have fun and feel like they've accomplished something. So we work hard to make sure that is as error-free fun as possible.
Right. And the other key thing is you pay people. HQ, I don't know if you're aware of this. You win money. Have you heard about this? You win money and you don't get it for months. You literally, they're like 3 months behind. And so, there you go. So you're learning something. Exactly. Wow. Which is crazy. You get
your SB like the same day.
That's it. You can see that's
like mere minutes after the quiz.
Right. So that's huge to be able to get to your money.
Yeah.
So as big as HQ is, and we joke about it, we're talking about Swagbucks. Swagbucks is superior to HQ because you get paid.
Hey, you heard it here, folks. You heard it right here. Brian said it. Swagbucks Live is superior to HQ. Interview done. I think that's all we needed to say, right, guys?
Right, yeah. Cancel the rest of the show.
That's all we needed to say. We were just trying to get to that point.
Right. No, but I know Abide put together Abide probably has some other things too.
All right. Yeah. What do you got?
I had one other question. So I've heard that Swagbucks used to be much harder in its early days, but I'm curious as to when the difficulty suddenly drastically decreased.
I don't remember when it was. I think it was more of a gradual thing. As to just testing, right? We were testing the waters, right? Because as much, again, we're trying to see how many people we can keep entertained, right? We don't, we want you to stick around to claim your SB, but if you aren't having fun and you're not going to stick around to the end of the thing to claim your SB, then what did you put in all that work for? So I do remember though, I definitely I remember back when we had our first Oscars game. It was a $3,000 prize, and 3 people won, and that
That's
was
big.
like, wow. Those 3 people were very happy. I mean, like, they were happy. But I would argue nowadays we end a quiz and we've got like 10,000 happy people. So yeah, I think they just over time said, hey, let's make people happy. Let's have fun.
I had another question. So normally we hear you hosting on Fridays. Sometimes it's a full week. So how does that frequency change for you? Like, is it usually Fridays for you, or?
Yeah, you know what? It's kind of just whenever I'm needed. I'm the guy where it's like, all right, hey, when do you guys need me? Here's when I'm available. Whenever you need me, I'm there. So I just kind of respond to my call sheet, as it were.
Well, here you go.
Thank you, Benjamin. Yeah. Head of I don't know what promotion.
Benjamin's in charge of Swagbucks. He's one of the guys you've never met.
Oh, well, hey, there you go, Benjamin. Well, all right. Let's make it happen, man.
No, I just thought of a baseball analogy. You're always ready to pitch.
Exactly. I'm always ready to pitch. Even if I'm already playing right field or something, I'm ready to pitch.
You're ready.
You have a YouTube channel?
Do I have a YouTube channel? I do have a YouTube channel. I don't really know I don't know what it is. I'm pretty sure you can search Nathan Ondracek and find me on YouTube. I used my quarantine to create some very silly random videos. You'll find that as quarantine was happening, this was not as well kept. It became I started to look like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. So I put that to good use. There's a video of me impersonating Shaggy, as well as a couple other silly, just random things that I decided to do. Yeah, so and you can find my acting reel there, which I think has links to all the projects and where you can find them on YouTube as well. So,
and I think you also do a Dungeons and Dragons show. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So we're actually right now. I do a couple different shows over on Here Be Dragons. That's the one that I am one of the producers of. On Here Be Dragons, we actually have our final episode of this entire 2-year arc is happening on the 31st. So that is going to be the big kind of like final episode. We're getting ready to fight the big bad, and yeah, that's been a great adventure for 2 years now. A lot of fun there. I get to play a halfling wizard named Garth Underfoot, so that's been great. And I also play Wednesday. I will be on Bedlam and Discord. I have run a show for them for a couple weeks now, as they're in between a couple different shows. But yeah, Wednesday nights on Bedlam and Discord, we play some Dungeons and Dragons or Pathfinder, which is like another RPG type thing. So you can always tune in to one of those channels on one of those days, and you'll find me as well. It's been a lot of fun producing those and getting to play such crazy characters.
That sounds very intriguing. Yeah, I'll be sure to check it out as soon as I have more free time. Yeah.
I can tell. I mean, you're an actor, but also your voice. You have a great voice, but you probably do different voices as well. I mean, or no?
Oh yeah. So Garth Underfoot. Garth Underfoot talks a little bit more like this because he's a tiny little halfling, but he's also very excited about different things. So that's Garth Underfoot. I play Miramath Berior, is one of the characters, who is an elf. He is an elf paladin, and so he's very, I don't know, this is his voice, whatever that is.
Wow.
And then the other one I've been playing recently over on Bedlam and Discord is Doug. He's a dwarf who likes to dig things, and that's pretty much what he does. So it's great getting to pull out all the crazy voices.
Yeah, I don't know how you do that, but you must for fun also. Can you like fool your friends when you call them up on the phone?
You know what? I haven't done that much. I definitely one time I think I I set my voicemail away message as like a Sean Connery impersonation, just saying like Nathan can't come to the phone right now. So I've definitely done that. And
can you do your Sean Connery voice?
Let's see if I still got it in me. Sean Connery's down here. The name's Bond, James Bond.
You got it.
It's a little bit of the older Connery. It's more like welcome to the Rock.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, okay. From the Alcatraz movie.
Yep. Yeah. With Nick Cage. Yeah.
Abai and I are from the San Francisco area.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. There you go.
Like an hour apart.
Yeah. We're lucky we survived that attack.
Yeah. Wow. Like that is
that nerve gas.
That moment in history shook us all.
We have another question here. Can you send us your next script? This is a reference to SB Live.
You know what? I don't have that script yet. Unfortunately, darn. Otherwise, no, I can't send it to everyone. Then they would know where people got it.
Yeah, exactly. They would trace it back. They would trace it back to this.
Yeah, we're trying to get me promoted, right? According to Brian. So
yeah, exactly.
Right. Do you have a question? You also have that quiz.
Yeah, so I have a big surprise for you, Nathan.
Okay.
What I've done is I've created a compilation of 10 questions, and to make things sweeter, these are all from the Swagbucks Live Vault from the shows that you have hosted.
Okay.
So let's see here. I'm going to share my screen.
Pay attention.
Yeah, let's see how much I remember. This will be fun.
All right. I need just a moment here. Coming up.
Oh man, this is the test, isn't it?
This is a little. What does he win?
What do I?
So so everyone's able to see it.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, I got it.
All right. So this is the Swagbucks Live flashback quiz. This is the game show where you can answer questions from your couch.
Love it. Right from the comfort of your phone.
Right from the comfort of your couch. My bad.
Right. Couch. That's right. That's your tagline. Phone is my tagline. Sorry.
All right. And then we're going to have to swipe off the questions live chat because it's time to get right into it. Here comes question number 1.
Love it.
So question number 1 from April 9th. The evil Emperor Zurg is the enemy of what famous space ranger?
This one I know.
That's Buzz Lightyear.
I agree.
So C?
C. Yeah, C.
That's correct. One for one.
Yeah.
All right. So no bonus SPs here, but let's move on to question number 2.
Perfect.
All right. So Steve Wozniak started submitting his name backwards when Nintendo Power refused to print his scores for what game? Is it Super Mario Brothers, Metroid, or Tetris?
I am pretty sure it's Tetris, but I might be wrong now.
So Tetris it is?
I'm going to agree with him.
I'm going to click Tetris.
2 for 2.
Oh, yeah.
So far, so good. So all right. So Q3, here it comes. Which of these shopping-themed board games is a fake? Is it Meet Me at the Mall, Let's Go Shopping, or Mall Mania? 15 seconds starts now.
I remember this question. I'm gonna say Mall Mania.
Lock it in?
Lock it in.
Okay. You are 3 for 3.
Whoa! Okay. Oh.
And by the way, totally no coincidence that it's C's all along so far. These questions are all in random order, and I have the dates and everything too. So.
I love it. I see them up there. I remember this being a tough question. I remember I remember reading this one to myself and thinking, I thought I played. I had some friends growing up it was 3 girls, right? That was their family, so their board games were very different than ours when we went over. Me and my brothers. So I thought I played a Mall Mania, but it was Mall Madness. It was Mall Madness. So
why are we going hard on the second question? Well, it's a quiz that I made. I reserve the right to decide how difficult I'm going to make it. And this is what we get.
Told us he likes the hard quizzes.
Yeah.
likes the hard quizzes. So I like it. I like it.
All right, so now if I were to copy HQ, Q4 is knocking on your door, and here it is. A video from National Geographic showed that what animal laughs when it's tickled? Is it a rat, elephant, or a bat? 15 seconds starts now.
It's a rat. No, wait. Oh, I said that too confident. I think I clicked rat.
It's a rat?
It's correct?
You're 4 for 4.
Oh, man. I was like, wait, is it bat? Like, I clicked it, and then I was like, oh, no, was it bat? I knew it was an elephant. And then...
Elephant wouldn't really make sense. But,
Yeah.
but so far, this is an excellent run. I hope...
Who's tickling rats and bats? That's not a job anybody wants.
Scientists.
Here you go. Scientists. Yeah, scientists.
Scientists got to do a lot of weird things for science.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, question 5. Here it is. In the modern precedent for Mother's Day, what did the mother refer to? Is it actual mothers, motherland, or your mother church? 15 seconds.
That referred to your mother church.
Confident?
I am confident.
5 for 5.
I remember that one as well. That was like, I was like, oh, interesting. That was like didn't know that. Stuck with me. More confident about that than I was the rat. Just
We're halfway through this quiz, but the worst is yet to come. Okay. Well, question 6, and it goes like this.
all right.
On which game show did the panelists try to guess the job of guess? Is it This Is Your Life, What's My Line, or The Dating Game? 15 seconds.
What's my line? Final answer.
And that's 6 for 6.
I remember that one because I had to think to myself, line of work. I was like, oh, that was my transition. All right.
All right. Time for, I guess, a short 7th inning stretch. So Nathan, just wondering, how easy or how tricky was it for you to recall each of these questions so far?
So some of them were easy because I remember like talking about them afterwards. Like this one specifically, I remember reminding people like it was this one. A lot of people went with This Is Your Life. They knew it wasn't The Dating Game. They went with This Is Your Life. But I remember telling them afterwards, well, we're talking about work, aka line of work. So there's a couple questions. This one, the mother church, that like stuck out to me. But like the Steve Wozniak one, I think I was so just thrown off by his name. And that, those are the ones where it's like, oh, we're talking about Nintendo. Super Mario Brothers is the most, you think that before you think Tetris. So it's like some of them are really sticking with me, and some of them it's like a ghost of a memory that I'm just clinging onto with great hope.
You know what? I actually fat fingered this one. I tapped This Is Your Life. I meant to tap What's My Line.
Yeah.
Got a little bit unlucky, but I think I got the remainder from then on. So that was one of many quizzes that I've won. All right, so question 7. It's time to get back into this. Just like how Regis says, let's play.
Let's play.
All right, Q7. What country leads the world in ice cream consumption? Is it the U.S., New Zealand, or Germany? 15
That
seconds.
is New Zealand. And I remember because I was so disappointed in the United States.
And that's absolutely right. 7 for 7.
Right. We play a lot of trivia, Nathan. Sometimes you pick the one that makes the least amount of sense. What's New Zealand doing there?
Yeah, wait, what? Like, come on. German chocolate is a thing, so obviously they're going to have some great ice cream.
Right.
I know I live in the U.S., and there are ice cream places everywhere.
There. Yep.
It might be that we started doing froyo, which might not count.
Right.
I don't know.
But that's why you pick New Zealand. It makes no sense.
Yep, it makes
And
no
in fact,
sense.
it's even more ironic because New Zealand is a pretty small country if you compare it to the U.S. and Germany.
Yeah.
Yet they have the highest per capita ice cream consumption. Who would have thought that?
I think, I wonder is it warmer there more of the year? Maybe that's it, or I don't know. Maybe they just...
Yeah, I think so.
Like what it is?
Towards the end of the year.
It's the opposite. So they have, at Christmas time, it's hot. Their summer is in December.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Southern Hemisphere. Yeah.
Huh. So they're catching up while we're not eating ice cream.
Yeah,
Pretty
exactly.
much.
Yeah, we gotta catch New Zealand, man.
We got to start eating ice cream in December, everybody. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
New Zealand's catching up with us. That's what it is.
Exactly.
All right, question number 8. No need to hesitate. Here we go. Paleontologist Samuel Turvey got the name for a fossil's head from what franchise? Is it The Muppets, Lord of the Rings, or Star Trek? 15 seconds starts now.
I think. Oh, this is a tough one. It's either A or C. I'm going with C. I think I got this one wrong though.
It was a clean run so far, but that clean run has been snapped on this question. It was actually The Muppets.
Yeah.
I think it was named after Waldorf and Statler. Waldorf Statlery. I think that's what the name of the fossil's head was.
Those two old guys.
That's right.
Yeah. No,
I
but
remember having.
Does Nathan have a rejoin? Does he have a rejoin?
Definitely.
Okay.
Okay, I used my rejoin.
All right.
Oh, that was that was a tough one. That one I definitely was like, oh no, yeah. And look at most of the people went with Star Trek, didn't they?
Yeah.
Only 4.4% getting it right. I think this was one of the hardest questions in like several months. I don't think there's been any that's come even remotely close.
But again, it's like that New Zealand question. It makes no sense. What are the Muppets doing there?
Yeah, I knew it wasn't Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, you love North. Yeah.
Like, I knew I would have remembered Lord of the Rings, but I was like, oh, Muppets.
Yeah.
Or what? Did I have to read a Star Trek thing?
Yeah.
Ugh. All right. Okay. It's okay though. I had a rejoin. I can still win this.
Okay.
Final stretch. 2 more questions to go. You're almost there. Question 9, the penultimate question. Here it is. Why was Russia 12 days late to the 1908 Olympics? Russian Revolution, out of protest, or they were using the wrong calendar? 15 seconds.
They were using the wrong calendar.
Seems like you remember this clearly.
I remember that clearly because do we use the Gregorian calendar now?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah,
Yep.
So they were not yet on the Gregorian calendar. So they just were missed. They were like, they probably watched the news and they're like, why is everyone there? They're so early. We use we have different calendars. And they just
they were using the Julian calendar.
Come on.
Yeah. Gerag, Nostos, Waldorf, Settler. Yeah, that's a mouthful. But yes, that was the answer to the question 8.
To the Muppets one. Yeah, I remember having to say that. I'm pretty sure I botched it when I said it out loud.
All right, it's the final question. It's for all the marbles. Let's see if you can finish this quiz on a high.
Come on.
Q10. Which of these following 2-letter words is not legal in the US version of Scrabble? Is it za, is it zu, or is it zo? 15 seconds.
I believe it is zo. Final answer.
And that's right. So you won this Swagbucks Live Vault quiz. Had to use a rejoin, but it's still a win nonetheless.
Still a win.
So za is a slang for pizza. It's short for pizza. And just like we have cents for dollars in Vietnam, the su is 1/100th of their currency, which is the dong. I did not know that until I looked it up like an hour ago. So.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
yeah, I remember reading that one too. I was like, "Oh, that's currency. That's very interesting." Yeah.
And then, the answer key for those who were following along. Lots of C's here, but no coincidence. But yeah, Nathan, hope you like that quiz.
That was fun.
It took me a while to dig through a bunch of questions to see if I could find the tricky ones, but you were too good today.
That was hey, you got me on the one. The Waldorf Statler. Now that it was said, now I will never forget that.
Yeah.
Now I will never forget that fossil. I will always remember there's a fossil named after Muppets.
Yeah.
Like, never gonna forget that now because I've heard it twice over.
Yeah.
The rest of them, you almost had me though. That was good.
Yeah, but if we don't go to a trivia night and they don't have that question, we're gonna be walking around with that knowledge for years, not to be able to use it.
I'm just gonna pull it out at parties. Hey,
there you go.
There's a fossil named after a Muppet.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you'll win that every time. And everything. We'll wrap up soon. The one thing to be serious, Abai just graduated from UC Santa Cruz,
And there
bioengineering.
was a question on that today. There was a question on UC Santa Cruz today.
There
So
was.
that was it was quite the pleasant coincidence there. I do have the recording. I have yet to upload it, but it was, I think, it was research has been done at UCSC that which of these animals is able to identify beats.
Yeah.
I actually knew that one off the top of my head. I remember reading about it like not long ago, and I knew it was a sea lion.
Yeah.
No, but
I guessed that one because I just pictured like I was like, a sea lion could definitely do that. I could see a sea lion like, they headbang, right? Like they're keeping tempo.
Yeah. No, but Abai, if you had missed that, you would have to give back your diploma.
Yeah. Yeah.
It actually hasn't come yet. I'm expecting it to come around like September or October.
No. The one thing I wanted to mention, Nathan, I mean, you don't have any say down there, but I hope maybe somebody that watches Swagbucks will see this. Abai can write questions.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, actually, every day in my stories, I post a trickster. Usually it involves 2 steps. Sometimes I throw in an easy one, but I try to post one on my Insta stories every day or every other day, depending on when I'm free.
I'll have to check that out. I'll have to see. Let's see if you can keep stumping me.
Yeah, that's the goal, to keep stumping. And we should wrap up because you have somewhere else to get. But is there
one final
Abai,
question? I had?
Yeah. Go ahead.
So over the course of time, we've seen trivia apps have their ups and downs. Like we've seen HQ go belly up and then come back to life, and then several other apps like Joyride. There's WinQuick, and now more recently there's Display Social. So since you have hosting experience, I'm wondering what would your vision of the ideal trivia app be like, so that it doesn't encounter any of these like issues?
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I'm living it. I think we've rolled with the pandemic well. I think we've still been able to turn out great games, and I always have fun showing up and interacting with the audience. I know all of our hosts and producers love what we're doing, and every day our goal again is to just give you guys a fun game, right? And I think as long as we continue down that path with that mentality, I think we're all right. I'm happy. I love where I am. So I think as long as we keep doing what we're so good at doing, then we're already living that life.
Sounds like a plan, and definitely I can agree there. Maybe up the difficulty a little bit from time to time.
That's what you wanted me to say. You're like, come on, Nathan, be on my side.
I was like, come on. But
look, Thursday games, I know those usually get tougher. We'll see if we can crank it up to 11 once in a while.
For sure.
In all seriousness, I remember playing when there was a host, and I remember winning like wasn't a lot, like $1.50 or whatever, 150 SB, 212 SB, and so it was more, and now it's less. But as we said, Abai has to understand that he's the exception. Everyone else, it is what it is, exactly. And so, and you just read the questions, and maybe the final thing I have. Have you ever read a question? Then I don't say it excited you, but made you want to learn more about it. Wow, I just learned something.
I mean, I think I've read a lot of questions that I love learning that thing in the moment, or in my rehearsal of it. I'll definitely stop and kind of do a quick Google about like, oh, that's very interesting. I can't necessarily think of any off the top of my head. They're probably just floating back there. And if Abai had the question pop up, I could be like, oh yeah, that one.
Yes.
But there's, that's the thing I love about trivia, and I love about our game, is that even if you're out, not only can you still play for the bonus SB, but my mentality is just stick around, hang out, have fun, because you're probably going to learn something, right? And you might as well learn with a fun, colorful screen and all sort, like in a game format. So, yeah.
Yeah, so I think now's a good time to wrap it up. So Nathan, I want to say once again, thanks a lot for making this happen.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd be having a conversation with with the host of a trivia game that I play like as often as I can. So thanks a lot for your time.
Hey.
Really appreciate that.
Thank you for putting it together, Abai. This guy has been, I will say, Abai, you are a constant encouragement. You always reach out and say good game, which to the fragile ego of an actor means everything. But in all seriousness, I love how much you love the game. And it's that sort of thing that makes us excited to put the game together and come at it with the integrity and the energy that we do. So thanks for putting this conversation together. Thanks for putting that great game together. And Brian, thanks for hanging out as well. I mean, this has been great. I've really enjoyed this.
No. It's what you said about Abai. You know, you could tell he's a genuine guy, you know, and that's it. And that's why, you know, when your time was right, you would do this because, you know, at first you might think it's strange, but no, you can tell he's legit. He loves it. Yeah. And that's all I wanted to say. I'm like Abai's like hype man or something.
He's a great hype man. He's a great hype man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah. So thanks again for your time, Nathan. And hopefully in the future we can have another one of these conversations, depending on when you're free.
Yeah. That sounds like a lot of fun. I'll give you time to get a few more questions for me. See what you can quiz me with.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks a lot, Nathan. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.